Hello and welcome to another episode of Cork in the North with myself, Andrew Ryan. Thank you very much for clicking, liking, sharing, subscribing, doing what you do. Thank you. Your support is unwavering. There is plenty of times go by where I don't think about it, but thank you so much for being it. I am joined this week by a man who had to be called upon. Basically, let me explain what happened. William was due to be here at 10 past 11. I rang him and he was in fucking bed.
I was asleep.
And that is what unionism does to you. Yeah. You don't make an effort. So I've got my favourite unionist, loyalist comedian, William Thompson. It's his second time coming back on the pod. We're coming into the summer festival for you, William. So I thought I'd get you back on, just because I know you're really excited.
It's my time of year.
It's his time of year. We've had our fun.
Yes,
You've had
yours.
We've had ours.
Yeah.
And of today, can you explain to me something in Belfast today? Driving. First of all, apologise for being late.
I am sorry. I apologise when I came in. By the way, I'm not that rude, but I am sorry.
Okay, apology accepted.
Yes.
Tricky our law.
Yes.
What's tricky our law as our day will come, isn't it? Yeah.
I think so. You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm asking the wrong.
You're asking the wrong guy.
I'm only joking. Right, listen. Apology accepted.
You got an apology from a unionist?
I'll be honest with you, we've been getting them for the last 30 years, so it's not a new thing. Like, yeah, we're sorry for not giving you guys any civil rights up the north. Okay. Although I wasn't personally affected, I had loads of rights down south. Okay, so I just want you to know that. I had a great childhood, a very peaceful childhood. Not like this.
Yeah, okay. the unionists, I didn't even know that side of history. We can't think we weren't allowed housing. I was like, fuck, really? That's mental.
I know.
Who stopped you? Turned out me.
I know. So apologies accepted, but I would like it in writing.
Yes. Well, it's going to be terribly handwritten by me. But
I know, because you have cerebral palsy.
Yes.
That's why I asked for it in writing. I'm only joking. So, William, it's great to see you back on again. Can you please, first of all, you're having a great year.
Oh, thank you.
You've sold out one show already in the Limelight.
Yeah, well, second one sold out
as well.
Put on a third.
So that only sold out yesterday, did it?
Yes.
Because I am watching your ticket sales every hour. I log in like, these fucking unionists are doing really well.
Yeah, so we're going to put on a third.
So you've done 2 sold out shows at the Limelight.
Yeah.
You've had a TV blap commission from Channel 4.
Yeah.
Wow, I might suddenly convert.
Yeah.
Because I think can you imagine a Southern Irish Protestant living in Northern Ireland?
Yeah.
I tick so many boxes.
Oh, that's it. It's all about the box ticking these days.
You know what I mean?
I might call my show box ticker.
But you know what? You're having a great. You're having a great year, and very well deserved, because you're an excellent stand-up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So how do you feel about this? Everything happening like kind of at once?
See, it's filmed and all. Do you know it's done?
Yeah, you did it. Yeah.
So I was aware of it for the past year. I gained a stone in the 2 months we filmed it, because I'm both in it and writing it and just helping with everything. So doing it all was very stressful.
Yeah.
Because I'd never done TV before, and you're going in and you're doing everything. So that was very stressful, but it's fucking great fun.
It's great fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it now when it comes out.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Yeah. And can you tell us just a rough idea? Because I imagine pallets are involved.
Yeah. So it's set on just the week leading up to the 11th.
Oh, so
the 11th.
I got it right. I knew I was right.
We build the bonfire in it.
Oh my god, how right was I?
Yeah, I love how you've not even been here in a year and you can already be like, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Yeah.
It's pallets. So it's about a young guy living on a council estate in East Belfast with cerebral palsy. Do you know what I mean? The whole thing isn't like he has cerebral palsy and it's a struggle, which is fine if, that's a show you want to make. But for us, it's like, it doesn't define him, and almost the character becomes frustrated when people are like, oh, don't do that, you have cerebral palsy. And he's like, no, I can do it. But he's Machiavelli, and he'll do it. If he doesn't want to do something, he'll go, disabled, can't do it.
Oh, I see what you mean. You play it to whatever it suits you.
Yeah, it's if I don't want to do something, it's cerebral palsy. It's if I want to prove myself, I'm like, fuck cerebral palsy, I can do it. But it's just that growing up in a East Belfast council estate.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And did you film in an East Belfast council estate? Where was it filmed?
Yeah, Beaver Park.
Is that an East Belfast council estate? And how do they feel when you turn up with a camera crew and Channel 4 rock up to East Belfast? They think you're like, oh no, Fenians.
What have we done that? Yeah. They were raging because we had to rent out the chippy, the local chippy there for a day, and people were raging because they couldn't get in. Like, there was a big TV camera crew on, they're like, well, what my goose wants? Do you know what I mean? Just stand out being like, how long are you going to
curry chips in it?
Yeah, how long are you going to fucking be here? Come on. So they were there's some people really annoyed, but when we're filming it, there's just people standing watching, and no one really knew what was happening.
So what, did they recognise you from your podcast, the Mudblood and stuff?
See, they couldn't see me, apart from when it was being
Because you were
filmed.
inside the pallet.
No, I was...
Just naked in a pallet, just with oil, just going, oh yeah,
I was
unionism.
constantly, this is what I hated about being an actor, because being a stand-up, you're used to, we are bottom of the rung of entertainment, like we are treated like
but yet
shit.
the most skilled.
Probably the best, because stand-ups can do acting.
Yeah.
I don't know any who can really go
Actors
the
that do
Diona can. Other than Diona, I don't know anyone who's ever went the other
Diona's
way.
multi-skilled.
Yeah. But I because it was raining when we were filming and they can't have me being wet on screen, they had like a team of people keeping me dry, like an umbrella and like wiping me down and stuff. And I hated that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't deserve this.
People coming up to you, do you want a drink? I'm like, I'll go get it myself.
Yeah. I'm like, just give me a Coke. And they're like, Brian, get him a Coke now. And you're like, I'll go and get it. Like, it's fine. It's weird, that side of it.
Cannot be sold separately, Coke. Get him a Coke that cannot be sold separately. You've ever seen those ones? And they sell them separately. You go, I love people like that.
Yeah, see when they sell them separately, I'm like, and you're charging full price for this?
And you look at them and you go, well, they've been through a tough time. You know, they've been through a pandemic. You know what I mean? But you didn't like being treated really well. No. Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
I agree with you. There was a few times that's happened to me. I'm like, I'll iron my shirt.
I'm suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you going to do to me? Do you know, I'm like, I feel like I'm being like greased up for sacrifice or something. Like, they're prepping me well. Yeah. And then something bad's going to happen. I just don't trust it.
You turn up, they put you in makekeup, is it?
Yeah.
So who did the clothing? Because you have to do
We had costume designer.
Right,
we had
costume designer. Did they all come from England or were they based here?
Some England, some here.
Right, so they come over for some of them probably for the first time.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh wow, this is a different culture, is it? Or how did they?
No, because they'd worked on Dairy Girls, a lot of them.
Oh,
and they were also working on a Dylan Moran. Sure, I'll actually cut.
His sitcom.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to say that.
No, that was released. That was on the news.
Oh, that was out?
Yeah, he announced it. Yeah, it was announced. Yeah.
Okay, so
that was announced about 2 months ago.
Oh, sorry, just as I said that, I was like,
he got a new sitcom series. Is it the BBC or Channel 4? It's Channel 4, isn't it?
I honestly don't know.
Dylan Moran's got a new sitcom. Don't worry, we're not giving out any. See, William is such William is such a high flyer now. He's like, oh my god, I'm making statements about the Channel 4 have given me all their secret recipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like Avengers spoilers.
Exactly,
I was like, oh fuck, the Roostos are on them.
I remember once I was doing a TV ad. I actually was in a McCoy's Crisps TV ad.
That's my dream gig.
Yeah.
Can I just say right?
And can I just tell you, I'm McCoy's Crisps, and I turn up and they did makeup, hair, and then they ironed my clothes, and then they came over, and I was just sitting in like a, there's a lot of waiting around, isn't there?
I think that's what I hate the most.
I'm just sitting around, and this was the time before I even had Twitter or Facebook, so just imagine, I was quite young.
Yeah.
Just imagine the boredom.
Yeah.
Right? And someone came over and handed me a food menu, and we're in the middle of a field, and I went, I'll just go up to the van, and I just went, do they take cash? And the guy was like, oh no, it's all included. I was like, oh no, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you have to, it's free, it's part of the set. And I went, it's free! I couldn't believe it was free. I ran up, man, I was like, double sausage and egg, bacon, 2 cans of corn. They sold separately, give me that one. But it's a strange scenario, isn't it, when you become part of a production and you're like the star.
Yeah.
Everyone is there to keep you happy.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever I do shows and they go, what's your rider request for the green room? I'm like, 2 plug sockets, 2 bottles of water, and a door to the stage.
Yeah. And even then, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll bring the water. Yeah. I don't trust a lot of the time. People forget, when you go backstage, do you not have loads of mad shit? You're like, no, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's fucking expensive a lot of the time. You're charged bar prices when you do a rider.
Are you?
So sometimes, yeah.
Oh my god.
So so you're like, I'm not paying £8 for 2 beers. I'll bring a box.
Yeah,
myself.
Exactly. Do it yourself. So tell me about the experience at Channel 4. So good. Was it all done in one day?
2 days, 2 14-hour shoots.
And did you go out after the first day for a few pints?
No, man, I was fucked. I was very, very tired.
And
I'm on my feet
Yeah.
for 14 hours.
Have you seen the edited version?
I have, yeah.
Have you got it today on your phone that I could watch after the podcast?
I don't.
Well, I have
I saw a link of it, but...
Is it good? Are you happy? Do you feel...
Yeah.
When you look at it now, are you like, oh, I wish I said that instead of that?
I
wish I did this instead of that.
You're always going to do that.
Yeah.
But it's also, when you make something, and it's like, what I've learned, with stand-up, it's a one and done. You get those 20 minutes, you don't get to redo what you did in those 20 is what you did in those 20. With acting, you'll do it 20 times, and you'll reshoot, and you'll reshoot, and you'll reshoot. So once you're in that much in the process, and you're doing it, and doing it, and doing it, and then with editing and voiceover, you've seen it 8 times, you start to forget what is funny.
Yeah.
Do you know, you forget what words even mean.
Yeah.
Once you've heard them a certain amount of times. Like,
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
the
a
joke
word?
is gone.
Yeah.
The joke's
yeah.
gone, yeah.
So that initially at the time I was like, fuck, is this actually funny? And then I watched it back recently. I was like, no, it's actually I'm proud of it. Like, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure.
Do you know, like,
to
to get something like that for how many years you doing comedy now?
it.
Listen, I'm doing 13. I've been on telly 16 times.
Yeah.
Like, I just did a TV documentary there with a production company in Dublin. It's in RT at the moment, waiting to be commissioned. It won't be. But,
It's that weight's a fucker.
I filmed a little documentary last year with my friend Shane Casey, who plays Billy Murphy from The Young Offenders.
Yes, I know. I don't know him.
And Zach Maradi. He was born in a refugee camp in Iraq, and he came to Ireland when he was 9, and he played senior hurling for Leitrim.
Holy shit.
And we did a documentary together in the Wicklow Mountains. We filmed over one day. We did it last October. We got the final edit in February, and it's now gone into Irish TV to see if it's going to be commissioned for a full series. And our show was the opposite of a mental health show without talking about mental health, but yet we discussed some very serious topics. So I'll give you an example. Like, one of the lines that, like, Zach was talking about, he's like, I spent the first 9 years of my life living in a refugee camp, and I said, Zach, I know exactly how you feel. I went to the Gaeltacht for 3 weeks. Right? It was all stuff like that. So like, every time he was talking about something difficult, we'd come in with like a complete...
little just lighthearted.
line. So we did something like that. So when you were writing your show, what sort of, like, how do you sit at home and go, I have this idea, guy in East Belfast, housing estates, got cerebral palsy. How do you go from an idea in your head to actually having Channel 4 fly over from England?
So it was me and Dave Elliott.
Right.
Who wrote it together, and that's how I write everything. I like sit down, talk, and we'll talk it out, and we'll talk, is this funny? I can't sit down with a pen and paper. I can, but it's never good. Do you know what I mean? The way I write everything is I'm talking with someone, or I'm talking to myself, because that way when you write it, it sounds natural, because that's how I said it when I said it. So then when you say it out loud on stage, you're like, oh, this does sound how people talk. So we were on a drive to Galway, and we were just talking about where we grew up. And I was like, yeah, like, because not a lot of the comedians know I come from, or did know that I come from a council estate. And I was like, yeah, growing up there with cerebral palsy it was difficult, it was rough, but it's also very funny. And me and him were just on this 8-hour round trip to Galway. We basically came back with an idea for a show.
Brilliant. And now look at that.
Yeah, fucking crazy. It was just before lockdown too. So then we sent it off, and then lockdown happened, nothing happened with it.
And the thing is, if the show didn't work out, you'd lost nothing.
No.
Your life is still going to be the same.
Yeah.
So like, you've got everything to gain.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I say to people, like, you've got everything to gain in life by trying something.
Yeah.
You've nothing to lose, because you're already here. You're at one level, and you can only go up. And if it doesn't work out, you stay at the same level.
Yeah, and if anything, I've got the experience now.
So your next script, figuring it out.
Because that's the part that even when I went into like production meetings, and they're like, what have you written before? I'm like, this is the first thing I've ever written.
I wrote an apology letter to my sister for punching her or something like that.
Did I fuck? I hit her again. But no, that was like I've never written anything before. It's the first thing. They were like, what the fuck? That weirded them out. But it's just because it's like my life, do you know what I mean? It's like,
but I also think like to have a unionist voice and a working class on TV, especially, is very important.
Yeah, see, we're kind of like, how will it be receptive?
Yeah, because I haven't
received.
But the perception, how it's going to be received, and also like Derry Girls is, it's a brilliant show. It's back, fantastic, but it is from the Catholic side, But so I think it's excellent to see, especially new young Northern Irish talent. From different backgrounds, all getting opportunity. Yeah. So good luck to you. I hope it works really well. I won't watch it. But, I'm absolutely delighted for you. Can I ask you, when you were filming the 18 Hours, did you turn up on time?
I did.
Fucking, so you can turn up on time?
I can, just I don't. Honestly, I've been getting really good at turning up on time. It's just today.
I'm only joking. It's all right. Can I ask you, I had an incident last week, and I want to ask you, what's your temper like?
Mine? Very controlled.
Are you good? Like, do you lose temper? Are you irritable? Like, when was the last time you were like, you lost it with someone?
I have a short fuse, but I'll take, what I do if I'm about to lose is I'll take myself away.
Withdraw.
I'll be like, I'm leaving the room. Give me 5 minutes. I'll be fine after these 5 minutes. I'm trying to think that I try not to lose my temper. I really, really do. So I don't lose it often.
Yeah.
I can't think the last time I lost my temper. Because I really don't lose it.
Right.
To the point where if you
Yeah, but when you get a bit older and if you're married with kids or something, there's different stresses in your life then, isn't there?
Yeah, but I grew up with a very short-tempered father. That's a lot of the reason why I naturally, all my family are fucking psychos. So, like, not psychos, but they
do you want to be the opposite of your dad?
Yeah.
I'm same as me.
Yeah.
Same as me.
So that's where, even if I do have kids, I would like to be, I don't want to be the parent that shouts around kids all the time. Not the parent who would like, never scare them. You need to have the fear into them. You know what I mean? Hit them once, maybe. But I don't want to be that psycho parent.
Can we just say on Cork and the North, we're not advocating you hit your child once. Hit them fucking more than once.
Did you have that?
Hit them harder.
Did you ever have that chance? Like, wait till your dad gets home and you're getting your bollocks knocked in? I was more afraid of...
Well, not really.
I was more afraid of my mom.
Dad fucking took care of it.
Yeah. My mom beat the fuck out of you with whatever is in her hand. So, do you know what I mean? So she'd, like, if a belt was in her hand, you're going to hit with a belt. Have a slipper, you're going to hit with a slipper.
My mum once threw a tea cloth at me, and I went down deliberately as a sack of spuds to over-exaggerate. I was like a footballer.
Yeah.
As soon as the tea cloth hit my shoulder, I went down, oh my God, I'm not going to recover from this. So I deliberately started to take the piss out of her attempt to do it. And it goes, oh my God, call 999, call an ambulance, need an ambulance. Then I got up, and I was like, man, if you're going to come at me hard. You know,
did you not knock your bollocks in after that?
No, we kind of laughed about it. Okay? I think my overreaction kind of diffused the tension. The fact that she caught me stealing a cigarette from her bag. That was when I was 15, all right?
And I was going to say, you're 20.
I'd been on the fags.
25.
I'd have been on the fags about 10 years, you know. So I was 15. So I lost my temper yesterday with something last week that happened in Belfast. And now, you might be able to back me up on this. Now, I had an incident with a taxi company in Belfast. I'm not going to name the company, but what I'm saying to you is that taxi companies should add value to a city, isn't that right? They should add value to a city. Now, this cab company who should add value to the city right now.
Eagle taxis.
I'm not naming the company, but taxis.
They should add eagles to a city. Sorry.
But taxi companies are great for cities because they get people from A to B and stuff like that. Like, so they add value to the city. Now, I'm not naming a company, but they add value, right? So I book on the app with this company, right? At say 6:30 to pick me up at 8:00. I'm going to do the Empire in Belfast, right, to do the show. And I decided that I was going to have a couple of pints because I normally would drive in and drive home. But I had a busy weekend the previous weekend, and I thought, you know what? I've got a week off, but I've only got one gig, which is the Empire. It's a local gig. I'm treating myself.
Yeah.
I booked the cab at 6:30 to pick me up at 8:00. At 8:00, I get a text message. You know, but 6:30 says your booking's confirmed. 8:00, I'm dressed. I'm ready to go. I'm looking good. Right. I got the jokes in the head. Your cab is delayed. We'll let you know when it's coming. 8:10, I ringed them. I said, where's the cab? And they were like, oh, another 15 minutes. So that's going to be like 8:25. I'm like, I'm on stage.
Man.
And like, I have to be there like on time. And then they came back and they said to me, actually, just make your own way and we're not sending you a cab. This is the second time that's happened.
What the fuck?
This is the second time it's happened. So I was furious. You do not take a booking for a cab, send a confirmation. If I book a hotel, I get a booking confirmation. The room's fucking booked. If I book a cab, it's booked, mate. The system should have some algorithm that allows that cab to get to my house even if it's 5 minutes late, there's no problem with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the guy on the phone, he was a nice fella, just went like, yeah, I just can't really guarantee a cab now. I said, but I booked it at 6:30 and you told me it was booked. So I downloaded this other company's app and I was going to phone them.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I used the cab. I'm not naming the company.
You were going to phone a taxi?
I was going to phone the other cab company, but instead I downloaded the app of the other cab company. I didn't want to phone them. Yeah. But I used the other app of this other company and they bang on turned up on time, right? They got me to the gig with 10 minutes to spare.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I've said to people, what's going on with this cab company? Because like I can't get a fucking cab. You're telling me the cab is booked and then you don't turn up. You can't do that to people. Just turn the app off.
Yeah.
If you can. Have you had issues with certain cab companies that should add value to the city?
No, because I don't use that particular cab company.
Well, I don't know
for that reason.
I don't particularly know which cab company you're talking about, William, because we haven't named the particular cab company, have we?
No, but I've worked it out because I'm just really smart like that.
Okay.
And I
don't know who it is.
I got the little subtle hints. I don't use that cab company. I don't really use the second one you used either.
How do you know? Which second company are you
I can just know. I just know. Do you know, I've got that loyal sense.
Because loyalists are you controlling most of the cab firms anyway.
Yeah, well, do you know
in
what?
East Belfast.
You're actually not wrong. But
I know I'm not wrong.
you're not a
someone's told
million
me.
miles away. But I don't really use either of them because I've been burnt too many times. Do you know what I mean? It's worse when it's 3 in the morning.
How do you like?
Times in a pallet.
Yeah.
So I'm basically saying to myself like, I can't trust this company anymore now because it's happened to me. I think it's nearly 3 times it's happened to me.
Yeah.
That they've sent me a booking text to say it's booked, and then I'm dressed and ready to go, and then they go, "No, we're not sending you a cab."
Yeah, it's happened to me.
And that's happened to that's why you don't use them.
Yeah. If I can, I'll get a bus. If I can avoid getting a taxi, I will.
I've got to the point now where if ever I need to go into Belfast City Centre for drinks, I will drive in, park up,
Yeah.
have the pints,
And then drive home.
No.
Never drink and drive, right? It's never okay unless you don't think you're going to get caught.
Unless you take the back roads.
Yeah. If you think you're not going to get caught, then it's okay.
Don't ever drink and drive. This is not. Seriously,
But if you are, get away with it.
See, just because you got a show on Channel 4 now, Johnny Big Bollocks over
I want to see how quickly I can get it cancelled. Let's see if I get a show cancelled before it even airs.
This week, next week, William Thompson will be like, I just want to pass on to my previous comments on last week's episode. They were purely in jest and they were joking. Any sensible human being knows never to drink and drive. I never do it. But I drive in, I park the car up.
Yeah.
And then I have a few pints and I get a cab home.
Yeah.
And then I get a cab in the following morning. And one taxi driver said to me, "Oh, where are you going this early?" I'm going to pick up my car. He said, "All right." And I go, "Yeah, because I couldn't get a fucking cab off you bastards last night because you kept on cancelling on me."
How'd he take that?
He just laughed. And he went, "Oh, it's busy. We're short drivers. I get you're short drivers. I've no problems with that. But just don't take the booking if you can't honour it.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know."
Since COVID, like after COVID, getting a taxi in Belfast, particularly at night time, is a fucking nightmare. Like,
And also, I understand it's difficult for everyone, but also, it must be even more difficult for vulnerable people at night time as well. I saw a lad there at the weekend. I was out in Belfast last night. Can I just say a big, massive shout out to the Spaniard?
The Spaniard bar?
First time in it.
Just one Spanish did.
Yeah, just a Spaniard.
Jose, shout out to you.
Yeah, he was asleep between 12 and 3. He was a bit tired. But I went to the Spaniard in Belfast. I've fallen in love.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the pub. That is the Spaniard pub, as you can see it there. I've gone in. They have music. They have great ambience.
Yeah,
great ambience. I go in and I was like, "Oh, this is my crowd."
I've gigged in there a few times.
Great pub.
They have a lot of religious shit on the wall in the room I was gigging. So I was literally doing a gig under like a statue of Jesus.
That must have been like
literally
an Israeli going to a Palestinian area like for you.
Fucking vampire going in. There's
I'm like, but it's a lovely, lovely bar.
Oh, it's an amazing bar, and the staff are lovely, and there's great setting in there. I was in there on Friday night, and then I went back in again on Saturday night, and there was a guy playing music, and it was brilliant. And I was asking him, "Do you do requests?" And he was like,
"Oh,
was like,
yeah,
can you play some Damien Rice?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." I loved it. And then you walk out, you turn left, you see 5 stag doos. "Oh, Dave, you fucking can't." Hey! I'm like, "Oh god."
They're not going into the Spaniard with a stag do, so you're
No, they're going somewhere. Oh, it's crazy. But yeah, like I'm finding the taxi issue in Belfast very difficult. So I've decided now that it's just going to curtail my social life until it gets resolved, because otherwise I'm driving in and I'm basically
you're going to be off the drink then for us.
The thing is, because I had a week off, I wanted to go out and experience some bars in Belfast, because I haven't really had many nights out in Belfast.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go and experience the nightlife of Belfast and see the bars. I went to a couple of places that were really... The Thirsty Goat.
Yeah, I was there on Saturday night.
I was there on Friday.
Oh,
yeah, I missed
just missed you.
Just missed you. What a lovely... Like, loud. It was a bit loud.
It is a bit loud.
It's a bit loud, isn't it? Like, so yeah, please, Belfast, sort out... What's wrong with my mouth? Please, Belfast, sort out your taxis. Great city. People want to go out and spend money, but sort out the taxis, will you? Jesus Christ.
I'm admiring, now you've pointed them out, I'm admiring all the pictures.
So we've got Bill Burr.
I was about to say, you have a lot of similar comedy heroes.
Yeah. Bill Burr, Dylan Moran.
Barack Obama. That's the legend.
Did you watch Father Ted?
Of course I watched Father Ted.
And what'd you think of it?
Fucking brilliant.
It's brilliant, isn't
it? That's the production company that makes my show.
Oh, we're talking about your show again, aren't we?
Yeah,
Right, okay,
made Father Ted. That was a nice little thing for me because I was a
Hatchet
massive
Productions.
Father. Yeah, I was a
Hatchet.
massive Father Ted
Yeah.
fan. Massive.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Oh, it's
Do you know if I ever went on what you call that show, Mastermind, Celebrity Mastermind? I mean, if I ever get to a level where I can get on that, and they'll go, "What is your special subjects?" Father Ted season 1, season 2, season 3, Christmas special.
I find that such a piss take because Mastermind used to be like really clever people.
Yeah.
And then people are like, what's your specialist subject? And someone's sitting there, dead serious, lights on them, and they're going, girls allowed. And you're like, like that's not.
Girls Allowed from the 27th of June to the 31st of July 2003.
Literally, and you're like, that's not really a brainiac subject. You just know a lot about one thing.
Yeah, did you just see the? There was a thing going around online where this guy was asked the question on one of these quizzes, and he goes, "What day of the month? What date of the month does Christmas normally fall on in December?" And he went, "Wednesday." It's like the 25th.
Yeah.
He went, "Wednesday." And I just thought, like, you would be mortified. There's one out there, I must tell you, you must look for it. Is a guy goes on Americans Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And he's like, really, and he says to the politicals, "Look, I'm a geek. I hate, why can't geeks earn a bit of money? Let's use it to our advantage." First question, $100. Question was, in which supermarket or which retail outlet would you get Swedish meatballs and spaghetti?
Yeah.
And he's like, and he went, Target or something like that. And then the guy was looking at him and going, and the light came on. He went, "No, it's IKEA."
Yeah.
And he was like, oh. But he just like the mortification.
Of I went out on
like
the first.
that clip is around forever. Where he's like, "Yeah, I'm an intelligent guy. I'm geeky. So what? Why can't geeky guys earn money?" And then he falls at $100, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" I love seeing fellas that do that though.
Yeah. Did you ever see the guy who won Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And he doesn't use a lifeline until the final one.
Was that he rings his dad?
And he rings his dad and be like, "Here, by the way, I've won." And then just gives the right answer. And you're like, "Oh, you wee bastard."
Like the balls of that.
yeah.
The absolute balls of it. Like, if you went down on Mastermind, what would your special subject be?
Probably be wrestling. Yeah, it'd be wrestling.
I thought it'd be more sort of like...
Wrestling or World War II.
I thought you'd have something to do with maybe, like, I don't know, political stuff, no?
I'm bored.
You're not
I'm
really
bored. I know it. I know about political stuff. I'm very bored of it. The pandemic turned me off it. Once I've realised there's like there are now just two sides taking just objective truths. There is no here's the truth and how you can interpret. There's now almost with every issue people going that report's a lie. No, but this one's real. And you just get two people living on different sides of truth. And I'm like, you can't even make jokes about it because some people are living on just a completely different plane of reality. So I was like, I'm bored of it.
Yeah, I'm sick of it now.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
It's not even funny because everyone's just like, well, actually, no, and you're like, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah.
So-
I don't really care. I had, the leaflets are coming in the door now for the elections and stuff. I haven't had one Sinn Féin yet where I live. It's all UUP.
You're not gonna. Like, you won't. I love how you
There is
thought.
no way they're coming in. I just find that insane that they wouldn't even attempt to come up.
I love how you thought my mastermind subject would be like the terms of the Good Friday Agreement. And I'm like, Hell in a Cell matches. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Royal Rumbles. Retirement match.
Oh, fuck, I know everything about Royal Rumbles. Like, that's actually
Is Random Man Randy Macho Savage, or what was his name?
Randall Man Macho Sandwich.
Randy Macho Savage.
Randy Macho Man Savage.
What was his name?
Randy Savage.
Randy Savage.
Macho Man
Is he
Randy
still
Savage.
around?
No, he died in 2009.
Oh.
He had a heart attack and then crashed his car.
Wasn't there like a Hart or something? Owen Hart or something?
He fell from the ceiling, yeah.
Is he still alive?
Well, no, because he fell from the ceiling.
Oh, right.
So he died live on pay-per-view. If you paid 20
He's genuinely
quid.
dead?
Yeah, if you paid 20 quid
I
on
thought
that
wrestling's
night.
fake, though.
Yeah,
I thought that was fake.
You can't decapitate a man and it not. So what happened with him? There was another wrestler called Sting who would rappel in from the roof on another company. So they were going to do it with Owen Hart, where he was on the rafters of the arena, the very, very top, the scaffolding at the top of an arena. So he was all hooked up, and they went to lower him in. But the person who had done it had never worked with people, so he used a hook that
I'd
was
never worked with people.
in that area. He's brought
All right,
things down.
okay. I've just done 20 years with dogs.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I've never been in an area with other people. I don't even know how I've learned this language.
You need an Alsatian off a roof, I'm your man. Yeah. But it was used to lower tools. What the equipment they used was used to lower tools.
Right.
When it had the weight of Owen Hart on it, he got like halfway down, just snapped, and he hit his head off a turnbuckle. But he dropped from the roof and just hit his neck off the turnbuckle, just died in the ring. And WWE just scooped them up and we're like, I'm on with the show. Yeah. Then they end the pay-per-view. They were like, on with the show.
I imagine if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're like, that was Obama. That was Obama.
Thanks, Biden.
Yeah, that was Pfizer.
Yeah.
That was Pfizer. Okay, that was Pfizer.
And then I think his wife sued the company and won like 20 million or something mental. Not mental, they killed her husband, but yeah.
That's terrible. That's really... I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is The Undertaker still going?
He just retired last year.
Really?
Yeah.
The Ultimate Warrior?
He's dead.
Oh, how did
He
die?
returned and then died the next day.
What a song title.
Yeah.
He returned and then he died the next day.
And have a guess how he died.
He died because of drugs, or he died because he fell off the ceiling.
No. Closer with the first
did he
one.
die?
He basically, his heart just fucking exploded. Like literally
Heart
just went
attack.
like bang. Yeah. Because he'd done
Was he all on drugs? Oh, he's on steroids.
Look at the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, and he's on steroids. A lot of steroids and coke.
Wow, that's insane. Well,
Name me wrestlers you know of. I'll tell you if they're dead or not.
all right. The big giant, friendly giant,
Andre
the
Giant.
giant.
He's dead.
Right, the Undertaker. He's just retired.
He's just retired.
Owen Hart is dead.
Dead.
Ultimate Warrior is dead.
Dead.
Hulk Hogan,
Not dead yet,
but looks dead.
but should be. Yeah,
Should be dead.
He got fired because he had a sex tape where he was shagging his friend's wife, but on the sex tape, he just gets really racist for no reason. So halfway through it, instead of using the word he uses, which is the M word, I'll use the word Protestants. And he goes, I hate when my daughter shags a big, dirty Protestant. I hate those Protestant bastards. I hate them. They don't get jobs. Fucking Protestants.
Well, he's not wrong.
So
there.
he hasn't really been... Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, he's a man of real truth.
Yeah.
What a horror.
Hogan's running in West Belfast.
Yeah.
What
Hulk Hogan shagging his mate's wife while saying this. It was the maddest story.
a horrible man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hulk Hogan's one of those, the more you learn about him, the less
But the thing
you
about
like.
it is, you ever see somebody, you're like, I mean, look, I'm not into wrestling. I just
Yeah.
know some names, right? I'm not into it. But you see people and you go, oh my God, you're so amazing in what you do. But then you look into their life and you go, but you're a horrible human being.
That's almost...
You're a horrible human being.
Anyone who excels, and I'm talking excels, top of the fucking food chain, anyone who's like that, I assume they just have to be. Because...
To get there.
To get there.
Yeah, but sleeping with your friend's wife.
Oh, no, he knew.
Oh,
He let him. So Hulk Hogan was cocking his mate, essentially.
he let him?
Yeah, he'd be like, oh, Terry's coming around on Friday to bang you, Linda. Right? So it was an arrangement, it's a thing they did. But Hulk Hogan didn't know his friend was taping him. So his friend was taping him, riding his wife all this time. It's a very fun story. You should look into it. There's a documentary about it on Netflix.
do you know what? I'm busy. I'm cleaning the skirting boards. I
You
couldn't
don't want to
give
see
a
Hulk
shit.
Hogan bang his mate's wife?
No. I don't care. I don't want to see some steroid up 65-year-old wrestler with the worst moustache in the world that literally only wears yellow and has a headband.
He wears the headband and during the
Oh,
ride.
no, don't, William, no.
He
no,
does.
No.
It's so
No,
funny.
it's a disgrace, mate. It's a disgrace. Honest to God, no, I'm not. Don't fucking start. That's disgusting, man. I'm not even want to think about it. I'm thinking puppies. No. That is insane. Like, what famous people have let you down? That you've admired that let you down personally?
See, weirdly, I never, I can admire their work. I don't look up to them as people. The Louis C.K. thing, greatly, was like, shit. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to think. He's the only one who's properly I've liked who's done anything that can be seen as really, really bad.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris Benoit or something.
Oh, the Chris Benoit one. Oh, man, you.
Who's
fuck.
Chris Benoit?
So Chris Benoit was a wrestler.
Oh, back to fucking wrestling.
Sean said it, not me.
That's producer Sean there looking for attention.
Yeah, but he was a former world heavyweight champion. Murdered his wife's son then himself. And it was
Okay, but this is a comedy podcast, William, where we just chat
don't worry,
shit.
I have
we're
a joke
talking
about it.
Murdering.
Sean brought it up, not me.
Right, so he murdered his wife and kid.
He murdered his wife and kid, then himself.
Why?
And
Murder-suicide.
so he had been wrestling for so long. His
Did you
finishing
find out
move.
his wife had been sleeping with Hulk Hogan?
So his finishing move, right, was a diving headbutt where
I thought his finishing move was a gun to their fucking head, mate. That's what I thought. He's killed his
no, he just strangled them. But he would jump off the top rope and headbutt you.
Right.
So once they did an autopsy on his brain, they found he had the brain of an 80-year-old dementia patient.
Okay.
So it was essentially fucking insane and hallucinated some shit that someone was coming to kill his family. So he killed them, then killed himself.
So they think his behaviour was corrupted by the injuries.
Yeah, now you can't take a chair shot to the head in wrestling.
Oh, good. Oh, that's so good to know.
No, but it was
So good to know.
shots to the head.
That's like saying in a gun, instead of having 6 bullets, you're only allowed 5.
Yeah. And you're not allowed to shoot right in the brain because it's
Yeah,
bad
you
for
have to do it from shoulder.
What about you? Anyone ever let you down?
Ryan Giggs.
Really? When he
Yeah.
was shagging his mate's missus, or
Yeah, that was pretty poor.
or the more
Louis
recent
C.K.
incident?
Louis C.K. was a bit. Oh man. I'm just trying to think now. Like, there's a couple of people that I've like. Someone said to me like, "Oh, you remember that thing about Will Smith? I'm so disappointed in Will Smith." I was like, I never liked Will Smith anyway.
I never trusted him. It's not real. Like, the way media is now compared to 10 years ago, you used to be able to get away with the only bit of humanity you see of them
Yeah.
is in talk shows. Where they get to be like, yeah, man, remember Fresh Prince? And I can fucking sing all these songs and shit.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing them all the time. You can't really hide who you are at that point, and you're like, oh, that family is actually fucking mental.
Yeah.
Once she started the podcast, you were like, that family's fucking nuts.
Like, to be honest with you, nobody really, like, when stuff comes, like, I'm not surprised anymore.
Yeah.
Like, of stuff like that, like you hear a famous person come in and go, oh, there's a rumour that so-and-so, I don't know, beat up their husband or beat up their wife or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there's a big Johnny Depp thing going out. I watched Donnie Darko, is it?
Darko?
Donnie Darko last night.
Donnie Darko?
Donnie Darko last night for the first time.
I've never seen that.
Brilliant film. Brilliant for Johnny Depp, a young Johnny Depp in there. Al Pacino, like, it's brilliant. Highly recommend it, right? Great film. And lo and behold, because we watched this film, the bloody Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing comes up on your algorithm.
Yeah.
So I click on it, and like they're in court, like they were married, and she's accusing him of beating her up, and he's accusing her. And I genuinely don't know who's right or who's wrong. And I'm just looking at it, instead of having an opinion, I just went, well, my opinion was, this is just really sad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just sad.
Yeah.
From like, it's like, I'm sure they were madly in love at one point. Now they're on separate chairs in a courtroom. And you're just like, how has it got to fucking that?
They just strike me as that, like, couple that they'd ruin a night out when they drank too much.
Or if, like, that couple where there's a guy who's with a girl and another guy goes up to the girl and starts talking to her because she's really attractive.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriend is so insecure.
Yeah.
He goes up and like, wants to kick the fuck out of this guy. You go, stop for a second.
Yeah.
If your partner, male or female, is incredibly attractive and another human being has the courage to go, oh, hi, how are you? Can we talk? You should be flattered. Like, if you trust your partner, they should be a bit like, oh, thanks very much, but I'm actually...
Every man has
like,
that...
You don't need to react. You don't need to go from 0 to 100 straight away. Like, you're talking to my girlfriend or boyfriend, good, you should do, because they're a nice person and they're, attractive.
Yeah. It's like men have that fear, though, where, just in their mind, they're going to just immediately get stuck into each other. Do you know, which is weird. Like, no one does that.
Like, honest to God, like, I mean, the amount of women that come up to me with him...
Same.
It's fucking 0. Oh, I was out at the weekend, got stopped twice by people. Both people mentioned you and Paddy to me. They spoke about you and Paddy more than they spoke about me. And one person told me, I swear to God, this will show you how fucked up people are. He went, why are you pretending you're from Cork? I was in the Dirty Onion?
Dirty Onion.
Why are you pretending you're from Cork?
I get that. Why are you
and I
pretending?
Are you fucking mental?
I get the, why are you pretending you've cerebral palsy?
I was wearing a Cork Gaelic top in the pub as well. Why are you pretending you're from Cork?
Sure, there was that guy who was convinced Paddy was actually a deep cover Protestant.
Yeah. Well, shush.
And I made up the cerebral palsy, and we made up these identities for the show.
Yeah. Someone
thought we'd done that, and I was like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I was really proud of. So I've been working on myself recently because I get a very impatient person and I haven't been to the cinema since 2017-18.
Yeah,
I can't go to the cinema.
Really?
I can't be around people watching a film.
That's guy tested your patience this morning. You're doing very well.
No, I don't mind you that because you're doing this for free. But like people chewing on the sweets, the phones, the talking in the cinema, like the ruffle of the popcorn.
Yeah.
If I'm watching a film, like, I need to be 100% in the film.
Yeah.
Right? To immerse myself in the experience. So I don't go to the cinema. I never go to nightclubs. I like the reason why I love the Spaniard. We're not sponsored by the Spaniard, by the way. I just love the pub. Was that I can sit, have a pint. The DJ in the Spaniard was playing music from CDs, and it made me fall in love with it so much. Do you remember what a CD is?
I do. I
A
own one.
fucking CD, man.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing.
Once iPods came in, they were done.
No, he had CDs, and I was like, oh my god, Radiohead, the Benz. I was like, oh, play it, man, play it.
What's the first CD you owned? This tells you a lot about people when you ask them. The first CD, not maybe that was bought
Nirvana.
for you. Nirvana, never mind.
Yeah, I think it was Nevermind. Yeah,
Yeah, not one that was bought for you, one that you went out
It was
and got.
actually a cassette. I think it was a cassette.
Cassette.
I bought Nirvana. I think it was Nirvana or Pearl Jam. It was around that era. It was like 1993, 94, or
Yeah.
something like that. I was only like 10 or 11. I think it was Nirvana. I think I bought a cassette of Nirvana, Nevermind.
Yeah.
I think it was the one with the baby in the pool.
Yeah, that's
that
Nevermind,
one,
yeah.
yeah. And I came home and you press play and you just sit and listen. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's mental.
Yeah.
And then back in those days, I think it was Nirvana actually.
Yeah.
And then after that, I started to get into Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Radiohead, Ride, Sultans of Ping. I then got into the Stunning. The Irish band.
You're getting so subbed on now that even I'm...
So, did you ever hear of Stunning?
No.
Building up a storm.
No.
Did you ever hear of Stunning? All right, we're going to play a little bit of Stunning here for you. The Stunning are an Irish indie band. I think they're from Galway. The Stunning, right? They had a really good. Also, as well, I'm a big fan of the Smiths. The Smiths are one of my
I
favourite.
like the Smiths. I hate Morrissey, but like the Smiths.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like Morrissey,
No one likes him. But the music's good.
like the thing about Morrissey is that oh my god, man, love your music, hate your life.
Yeah. Hate everything you stand for and say.
Yeah.
But
He's the Manchester Van Morrison.
he is the Manchester Van Morrison, I'll give you that. But I also hate Van Morrison's music. Bless him. Bless his ugly fucking boiled ham
Here we
face.
go. Stunning, brewing up a storm. We'll skip it in, right? See if you can get this. Here we go.
I've never heard that.
Never heard of that?
I like it though.
Right, here we go. This is such a great tune, man.
That's a good song.
That's a great song to walk out to on
I was
stage,
just thinking
isn't it?
that.
So I kind of got into stuff like that kind of Irish Indian bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. We'll just bring it up to the chorus. Here we go, right?
That's more my level, yes. I like that.
So there you go. Do you like that?
That's a good song.
That was the kind of music I got into, and then I became. I'm a big I'm a massive Fleetwood Mac fan.
Oh, who doesn't like Fleetwood Mac?
I've seen them live twice.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh my god! I saw them in Dublin, and I was up the front row, and Lindsay Buckingham, the guitarist, at one point put the guitar into the crowd, and it came over my head, and I strummed it. I have played with Fleetwood Mac.
That's, yeah.
And Stevie Nicks was there. Christine McVie wasn't there. It was amazing. And then I saw them in Manchester. It was a bit shit. But I
was it?
Yeah.
Why?
I was too far back.
Right.
But I used to love Oasis, obviously. As a
Yeah.
kid. Saw Oasis live. The first time I went to see Oasis, it was like an awakening. And the second time I went to see them, someone threw a bucket of piss at me.
I've heard that people like the first time you go see them's class, and then after that, it's just
plastic
annoying.
cup full of piss landed right on my shoulder. In the middle of Rock and Roll Star as well. How un-rock and roll is that? Like?
That's right at the
He
start,
was
too.
like, I'm a rock and roll star, and I could just feel just piss. And I was just like, £38 a ticket. I'm covered in
And someone's
urine.
through tenants at you.
And I'm looking at it going, oh, this person needs to drink more water. It's very diluted.
It's very oaky.
Very oaky. So, loved Oasis. Would never see them ever live again.
Really?
No.
I'm going to see Liam Gallagher in Nebworth next
Yeah, I
month.
think Liam Gallagher might be good. But another band I love, Stone Roses.
Oh!
But
Seen them twice.
I used to sit behind Ian Brown at Old Trafford. I was like 20 rows behind him. Ian Brown used to have a season ticket where I used to sit at Old Trafford in the K stand. He used to come in at 5 to 3, 5 minutes before kick-off, get a seat. And everyone around him knew Ian Brown would sit there.
Yeah.
But he's a horrible bastard.
Really?
Yeah, ever since the COVID thing and all that, he's just nasty. He won't do gigs if you have to have a vaccine cert and all this kind of stuff.
Oh,
and I just thought, trust me, man, for a guy who's complaining about government trying to put drugs in your body, I think
you've done enough. Yeah,
you'd fucking win a gold medal for that.
But here, this is one of the things I found with COVID. People were like, "Oh, this celebrity doesn't agree with me." Why are we asking musicians what they think?
No, they all
about...
have platforms now on their phones.
Who gives a fuck? I don't
give a shit, man.
Do you know what Noel Gallagher thinks about global warming? I don't give a fuck. Give him a guitar, put him on stage.
Yeah,
I'm not asking him for his opinion. I don't care.
I don't mind people like that having difference of opinions to me, but it's how you put your opinion across.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like me and you are fundamentally in the opposite sides of this island.
Yeah.
But yet we get on really well because we're on a level where we can easily put our opinions across.
Yeah.
But when you start being abusive and aggressive to people, that's when
I'm also looking at the celebrity being like, why are you going to bat for this? It's like Graham Linehan.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know what I mean? Like, great writer, one of the best Irish writers ever.
Oh, amazing
And he's
talent.
fucked his career away over an issue, and I'm like, why'd you die on this hill?
Yeah, he lost his wife.
Yeah, and he's blaming like, oh, they've driven her away. I bet you have, because you're a raging fucker and you spend all day online arguing with people. What are you doing?
I just think people I think people are creating arguments about stuff in their life through their phone that actually don't really exist in kind of like real life. They're talking about the issues exist.
Yeah.
Transgender and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but they're not being solved on a fucking comment thread.
Yeah, but they're not being solved on fucking Twitter though, are they?
Yeah.
So relax.
I do stand up about this, about why people over 30 shouldn't be using social media, because they were never taught. Like, when me and him were in school, we had talks about social media that set us down and make us understand the consequences. Whereas I feel now, what you're saying is people who joined social media after it was already big and are now only getting the ramifications of, like, this can go anywhere and anyone can see it. Whereas our generation were told to understand that. The people you see getting in trouble online now are, like, 40-year-olds who are like, all I tweeted was fucking...
Up the ra.
There is no black in a Union Jack and I got sacked. Right? Why can I not be an immigrations officer? Why not?
Do you know what I look forward to? Every time England football team play a major tournament, I always have that. I wonder who is going to be sacked from their job when England lose tonight because they're going to tweet something racist. They're going, let me think, a white, straight man.
Yes.
Probably like an estate agent or something like that who's going to be like, can't believe and they'll say the really bad words, and then that'll be retweeted 1,000 times. Then their office will be contacted. Then they'll lose their job. Then they'll release a statement. We condone anything.
Yeah.
And 6 weeks later, someone else does it again.
Yeah.
And the cycle continues.
No, you shouldn't sack people. You should just make them delete their Twitter.
I don't know how you deal with stuff like that. See, I'm not on Twitter. So I don't know how you can...
When someone does have a mental opinion, right? And we found this with COVID. When someone has a mental opinion...
I love that. That's a great... You have a mental opinion.
You have a mental opinion. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's not me going like... I hate now when you watch stand-up and people are like, hey guys, racism is bad. Yes.
We know that.
Like, I find London can be quite bad for that. They're like, hey guy, fuck transphobia. And you're like, yeah, like, all right.
I saw a comic a couple of years ago. Hey, who's got Facebook?
The world. Yeah.
Here, who here breathes air?
Yeah.
Who here's got a left hand?
Yeah. But I found when someone has a mental opinion, particularly over COVID, I noticed, and then you say you sack them or you do this, they're only going to fall
deeper,
further into that opinion because they've already been ostracized. So what have they to lose from admitting they're wrong?
I just find it. I just think it's quite sad. Like, I mean, I know people that I've worked with.
Yeah.
That I have really strange opinions online, and then you meet them in the green room, and you're like, "You're really nice. Why are you ruining your reputation by being angry at 2 a.m. about? Well, I'll tell you what needs to happen in Ukraine. Yeah, you can't even tell me what needs to happen in your own kitchen.
Yeah.
To cook a fucking spag ball, like.
Yeah, it's I honestly I don't post my actual opinions ever.
You know, you just text them to me.
Yeah.
I
told you to get out. But like, I don't...
The UDA know where you live now, right? You need to fucking move. You got 6 weeks.
Your Belfast accent is so offensive to me.
Is it?
It's so bad.
Is it not good?
It's not terrible, but it's like...
It's not terrible. There's a situation.
It's a different kind of prod than I am. It's a more posh...
Am I doing a prod?
It's a more militant
Would you say
prod.
that's a prod?
It sounds like a paisley to me, doesn't it? Like that kind of...
Can you do Cork? Say the phrase in Cork, why don't we go out for a few pints now?
Why didn't we go out for a few pints now?
Do that again?
Why don't we go out for a few pints
chuck in like it in. Why don't we go for... Let's go for a few pints there now, like.
Let's go for...
Russian, that's
Let's go for a few pints now, bastard.
Bastard. Where's bastard coming from?
I come from Cork, like.
No.
I can't do accent, I'm terrible. Yeah. Awful.
It's Borat.
I
lovely. You love my sister.
literally. I can do Lemmy from Motorhead. That's the only impression I can do.
Have you come across anyone that has a mental opinion online and then you're in a green room with them and you get really nervous about talking to them or bringing up that topic?
No, it'll be the first thing I say.
walk in.
I'll be like, oh, fuck, what's happening?
Just walk in and go, Hitler wasn't right, mate. He wasn't right.
That's what I'm like, oh, fuck, what's happening? Mr. COVID is a hoax. Has Obama been arrested yet? That's the best way you deal with that shit. You roast it. And they can roast you back. That's
what's what they're saying back to you. Oh, it's just giving my opinion, man.
No, they'll be like, fuck off, here's the thing, right? And you're like, no. Like,
do you know what? In America, someone said that people from 9/11 who were killed in 9/11 actually now live on Mars.
yeah.
Like, it's just different levels, man.
There was, over COVID, I remember, there were certain, I'm not going to say who it was, but there was comics who would have opinion I really disagree with, and we had to get to the point where it's like, we're going to stop talking to each other about this because I'm starting to like dislike you because you're so into it. And he's like, yeah, and you're annoying me because you keep winding me up. And I'm like, yeah, 'cause it's funny. So we just had to leave it. But no, that's the first thing I do when I see someone who's done something mental.
Do you know what? I
mention it. I'm like, let's take the elephant out of the room.
Do you know what I do? I deliberately change the subject. So if they start talking about something, so I was in a green room in London and they were like, yeah, well, someone said like, yeah, well, you know, the restrictions. And I just went, biscuits are gone up in price. I just like chuck that in, you know? They're like, oh, God, my hotel, I'm staying in a hotel, yeah, only 2 towels in the bathroom.
Because I'd be behind you going, fuck that, say your mad thing. Fuck the towels.
I just completely do the opposite conversation. Like, so I just say like, yeah, how did you find the pandemic? Did the government support you? How was your mental health during the pandemic? I got a new lawnmower.
Yeah.
And my grass is cut really well at the moment. And they just look at you and just don't give them, if you give them no oxygen, they can't do anything, you know?
See, the older I get, the more, some people like to say they have anxiety or they're worried about what people think. The older I get, the more I realise I have never really had that.
Genuinely don't give a fuck about what you think.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah.
Like, you're worried about what other people think of you.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't get that.
People don't give a shit about you.
Yeah. No one gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck.
Here's my opinion on the refugee fuck up, Glenn. Like, no one gives a shit.
Yeah, you don't even see your kids, Glenn.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm going to get cancelled from this. You're on the dole, right?
Yeah.
What are you getting cancelled from?
But where do you go after the dole?
Where do you go after the dole? I don't know.
Like imagine getting it cancelled.
To work?
You go to work. Yeah. No,
40 years later.
If you go into the dole and they're like, listen,
let's ask Graham Linehan.
We've run out of money. You're not on the dole anymore. They go, well, where do I go now? And you can't get a job. Where do you go?
I'm not sure. I've only been.
And what's the next level down?
I've only been on the dole once. I didn't enjoy it.
You wanted to hang me on the dole for?
Only for a few months, but I didn't enjoy it.
And were you going in every week to get it?
Yeah.
What were you getting? 100 quid a week?
Something like that. Actually, it was that long ago. It was like after I just left uni and didn't have a job for like 2 months. But I fucking
was it soul destroying?
Yeah. You're guilty. You know, they make you feel
guilty.
Yeah.
So you're walking in. Well, you've no job.
Yeah. Well, you no job. I know you go in the papers and be like, you know, the media's like fucking all these job seekers. They're taking all their allowance. Oh, these billionaires didn't pay tax, but don't worry about that. Some guys claiming 70 quid a week job seekers. He's the problem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He is though.
Have you ever been on the dole? Yeah.
I've never been on the dole. Do you know what? The only thing I've ever claimed in my life, and touch wood, I've been very lucky. I've claimed the single person discount on the council tax. So I have single person. Well, I used to have single person because I live alone. You don't. I'm on the lowest rate here, but I've never during the pandemic. I did get benefit. I did get money because of the pandemic and stuff like that. You know, so like I did claim the government grants and stuff like that, which I have paid back. Paid my tax on them. Okay, just so you know, and but I've never, touch wood, I've never claimed the dole. If I have kids, I'm fucking claiming child benefit and child allowance and care allowance and free school meals allowance. I'm claiming the
all of that.
Oh, I'll be fucking first in the queue, mate.
You're getting free school dinners.
I'll be turning up like that. Free school dinner, family of 9. There's only 3 of us, but we eat like 9-year-olds. Eat like there's 9 of us. You know?
I had a friend in school, got free school dinners, but his mum still made him pack lunch, so he just sold his dinner ticket off to me because I was a greedy cunt.
Really, that's mad.
Yeah.
Like I find that, like, where do you go? Like when you signed off in the door, what was that day last day like?
What
like graduating from you walking, I'm not on anymore.
I can't even fuck it. I think I've mentally blocked it from my mind.
Was it a really bad? Is it a really bad experience?
Yeah.
You have to queue up and everything.
Yeah,
everyone-
it's fucking shit. Like, and also it's nasty to say the other people in the office. You're looking around being like, I have a degree. Like, why am I here? You're like,
Well, yeah, you have a degree and you're in there. Like, it's insane.
And I'm
isn't
like,
it?
what am I? What have I done? I did everything I'm supposed to do,
And there's no job for you.
and I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think everyone getting a degree nowadays is becoming a bit of a joke because, like,
Yeah.
like, what are you studying? Geography. Why? 9 grand a year to learn about coastal erosion, oxbow lakes, and fjords.
It's when see when I look at the
I get it. Just Google it. Like,
see when you look at the fees, and you're like, oh, it's $3,000 a term. Sweet, you're in 3 days a week. I'm like, what am I paying you for? I'm in here 6 hours. I remember one term I was in 6 hours a week, and that was me full time uni. I was in 6 hours.
so what's your student debt?
Fuck, good question. I should probably check that out.
So
It just comes out. I don't care.
you just pay like £100 a month or
yeah,
something like that. Like.
yeah.
You should be able to. There must be a way that. I think Joe Biden is apparently cancelling or trying to cancel student debt in America.
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking should do.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to New York soon. I'll ask him to speak. I'll see if he'll call you.
Say to him.
Because you know, like Americans, we all know each other, don't we? Irish people all know each other, don't we? Like,
I'm not Irish, I wouldn't know.
Burn.
I mean that as well. I meant one thing on the show, it's that.
Yeah, oh, I love it, man. It's great.
It's me and Paddy were talking. It's like I go like I'm not sectarian, and then he says north of Ireland, and he can see my eyes just fucking turn red. I'm like, it's northern.
Do you know what I did over the weekend, William? And you might be. I've invited Sinn Féin, the DUP, the Alliance, the SDLP, the PUP, fucking DFS. I've invited them all on.
I'd vote for DFS.
Imagine DFS ran for elections. You want comfy seating with number one vote. But I've asked them all to come on here for the podcast.
Really?
Yeah. So what I would do is if we get somebody from Sinn Féin on, I'd like to get you to sit on it as well. And if we get somebody from the DUP on, I'd like Paddy to sit on it as well. just for the crack. I'll just sit back and be like, I'm just going to watch this one workout. Oh, that was
Weirdly, Sinn Féin like me, DUP don't.
Huh?
I've met Sinn Féin ones. I've met a lot of Sinn Féin ones. They like me.
Yeah.
DUP fucking hate me.
I think DUP hate themselves.
I just don't see them as having a sense of humour.
I don't know. I don't really know that much about them.
Because we're such a small country, once you start to get a bit known in any field, you start to like rub shoulders just with anyone who does anything.
And then you have to fall into a camp then, don't you?
Yeah, whereas I try not to.
Yeah. See, I like the fact that I don't fall into any camp.
Yeah.
Like, I live in East Belfast.
Yeah, Fianna Fáil. Is that?
Fianna Fáil.
That's it. It's
I know,
close enough.
that was a good effort, man.
Yeah.
Fianna Fáil.
Yeah.
Fine Gael.
Finian Fáil. Fine Gael. Yeah, no, Fine Gael.
Sinn Féin, you know. The Labour Party, obviously. Then you have Antua. I think they're a new one. I don't know what they are.
What's the one that's pure Irish that I can't even say? It's like I can't even say it. Is there not one that's like pure? Maybe.
A&T. I think Into,
Yeah.
I don't know what their policies are. I don't
I've
know.
heard they're mad.
Are they extreme?
I've heard they're like the Finian TUV. Like.
Oh, let's have a look. Are they? Let's Google it there very quickly before we. Let's Google it. How do you spell it? ANOUTH. Can you spell it? AON and Tua Party. Right. Let's see how extreme and Tua Party are.
Look up their policies.
Here we go. Antua, their tagline: "It's time for common sense." And let's see if this is common sense.
I was thinking about running for election once just with the tagline, get them out, but never specify who it is.
Right, here we go. Antua is Ireland's fastest growing political movement. Antua is a 32 county All-Ireland Republican Party. Oh, you wouldn't like that?
Is he wearing lipstick?
I don't know, but you wouldn't like it. Dedicated to protecting life, against women's right to choose. Irish reunifications. You wouldn't like that.
No, I'm not.
Economic justice for all. We're all okay with that.
They're 0 for 3 for me.
There's probably one for 3 for me.
I like the elitism.
In just 3 months, we have held public meetings in every county in Ireland. Did you go to the one up here?
I did not.
Oh, you're probably busy.
Yeah.
5,000 people have attended, over 32 meetings. Divide 5,000 by 32. How many's turning up?
I don't know, but I think at the minute I'm selling better than them.
I genuinely think you're selling better than them, right? 32 count 5,000.
Divided by 32.
Right, divided by 32. They're getting 156 people a meeting.
That's an alright gig.
I do that on an Empire on a Tuesday. We could set up our own party and selling more tickets than this fella, right?
And then triple that
These
over the
people-
summer. Fuck you.
Listen to this. I love this. So Antua, right? This 5,000 people have attended. So they're getting 156 people a show. At our latest count, there are 60 new Antua come on function. All right, anyway, what we want is elected representatives with strong backbones. Able-bodied people they're looking for.
That's
I don't
awful.
think- I don't think-
I'm
You're
0
fucked,
for
mate.
4 now.
You're fucked.
Now they don't want me. They've turned it round.
You're fucked, mate. They're leaving other political parties and declaring for us, really. We're currently selecting candidates throughout the country. There is no time left for sitting on the fence, complaining and navel gazing. This is a fucking front page of a political party. Sitting on a fence, complaining and navel. It's fucking Father Ted shit. Are you ready to join us and take action now? No, I'm not, mate. Since the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, vital services across the country have been suspended or postponed, particularly services and treatments in the healthcare sector. Blah, 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 blah. Usual shit. Right, now let's have a look here. These guys are proper. They're either extreme left or extreme right. I can't figure them out yet.
It's that
They're extreme right,
politics
aren't
is a
they?
wheel. You go so left
Yeah,
or
they're
right.
extreme right then, aren't they? I think. Well,
No, they're socialist though.
oh yeah,
That's extreme left.
But they're fucking.
I
They're
think they're like anti-vax.
they're ant. Are they?
That's not a thing of right wing though.
I know, like, but people get that confused.
Values. Let's have a look at the values. Oh, here we go. Our country is divided between those who have healthcare and those who don't. It's divided between those who have good housing and those who don't. Blah blah blah. blah.
I don't disagree. I
Same
don't
fucking.
disagree with that.
Same fucking. Yeah, but every party says that.
Everyone says, yeah.
Same fucking
Do
shit.
you
all
want
the
to
time.
make things better for you?
Irish language. Well, they're obviously pro-Irish language because they're called an Irish company. Let's have Irish name. Let's have a look at safeguard.
I'd love it if they were anti-Irish language and they were called that. Be like, let's just change our name, please.
Do you know what? I can't figure
There's
them
too
out.
much in that,
There's
yeah.
too- do you know what? But one thing we know is we want people with a strong backbone.
No.
They don't want people sitting on the fence.
And no abortions.
And no abortions.
Yeah.
I would say they will probably get this time in 10 years' time, there'll be up to 157 people a gig. I cannot believe we sell more tickets than a political party in fucking Ireland. That should be your tagline. You should have.
I sell more than
Thompson,
Antrim.
I sell more than Antua, the Brexit and Irish Unity Party.
I remember when I went to see Dappy in Limelight. He was a rapper from N-Dubs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always loved. And he went to Limelight 1. It was sort of half busy, but I'm sitting there being like, I sold this room out. I was like, fuck you, Dappy. I sold it.
Yeah, sold it. William, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me, man.
Your shows at the Limelight are sold out. Are you putting on a third show?
I don't have a date yet, but yeah, there will be a third show.
Third show coming out the Limelight. Please make sure you watch William's show that's coming out on Channel 4 on the Black. Very, very good. That William's been getting a voice and a bit of airtime as well to show off his comedy talents. Please follow him on Instagram. He's also part of the Mudblood podcast with Paddy McDonald, and it's great to have him on. William, we'll catch up again soon.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much to everyone that's liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please do tell your mates about the podcast. We've got some cracking new ideas coming up. We're going to be doing Cork in the North on the road as well, which we'll be doing an audio podcast because I'm going to be travelling a lot this summer. So therefore, we're going to be doing podcasts. There'll be video and also audio. So please do continue to subscribe. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.